Hello family, welcome to Reflo'S TV with me, Reflo'S Womanist. This video is brought to you by Reflo'S Sanitary Pads. Your well-being is our #1 priority because you deserve the best. Have you heard, used or read the word taboo before? Do you know its origination? The word taboo originated from a Polynesian word tapu, meaning prohibition, sacred or consecrated. UNESCO report estimates that 1 in 10 girls miss school during their menstrual cycle, and that is on a very sad note. What could be the cause? Due to certain cultures and society perceiving menstruation either being sacred or a prohibition, this has led to the breeding of various forms of misconception concerning this natural phenomenon that women go through. What exactly is menstruation? Menstruation is the shedding of the uterus lining, which consists of blood and tissue, which forms as part of a woman's monthly cycle due to the non-occurrence of pregnancy. Some of its symptoms include abdominal pain, mood swing, headache, and so on. Due to the fact that certain communities and cultures perceive menstruation as a prohibition or sacredness, it has breeded certain misconceptions, and which include that menstruation and the women menstruating are dirty and unclean. And this misconception leads me to the story in Ghana, which happened in the Upper Dentra East of the Central region, where certain school children were banned from crossing the Ofin River on Tuesday because they were menstruating. That is on a very, very sad note. And again, talking about uncleanness, in the culture of Zimbabwe, certain women menstruating are not allowed to cook because they are seen as dirty. And as if that is not all, there is also this misconception also that the women should be separated from their families and from their home. So in certain cultures in Nepal, Mali, and again in Ghana, a hut is built for these women to stay in during their menstruation. This is very, very sad. In a country like Madagascar, women are not made to even wash at all. And in certain cultures of the Uganda country, certain menstruating girls and women, if you menstruate, it means you are ready for marriage. Seriously, that kept me thinking, because in this modern age where girls from the age of 9, 11 menstruate, could that mean that they are ready to be married off? Wouldn't that lead to the promotion of early childhood marriages in the society? Another social canker which needs to be talked about, but in another time. In Tanzania, for instance, it is believed also that certain women during their menstruation, if they allow their past to be seen, they are cursed, which is not supposed to be so. And interestingly, also in certain aspects of the Sierra Leone culture, men are not supposed to be associated with menstruating women or anything that has to do with menstruation, being it the menstrual pad used or whatsoever, because it is believed that it will make them sterile productively and reproductively. It will weaken them. All this are false, misconceptions. They are false, they are untrue due to the fact that we do not have enough information on the subject of menstruation. And what could be some of the things that may endanger? I feel that certain traditional, cultures, norms, and whatever engender these misconceptions because of lack of information. And one of them is the silence culture that is being cultivated around the subject matter of menstruation. Menstruation is not allowed to be talked about openly, and it is only associated with certain population, like certain category, a woman and also the girl child. leaving the men out, which is not supposed to be so. This go on to breed the issue of inequality and inequality in the educational sector. It is not supposed to be so. So a lot of girls are missing school because of menstruation, and boys get to go to school because they do not go through this process. Yet they stigmatize against these girls and shame them and do not provide them with comfortable environment to live in. However, in as much as we talk about the negative, I should applaud that there are certain cultural positive ones that, promote the issue of menstruation. And one has to be with the puberty rights that is mostly, done in certain communities, especially here in Ghana. We normally call it Dipo. And during this preparation where teenage girls are introduced into adulthood, they get the opportunity to be educated on good menstrual hygiene and reproductive, health system, which is a positive one for us to clap for. However, we cannot talk about menstruation without talking about the issue of period poverty. What at all is period poverty? This is the lack of information to manage menstruation in a more dignified way or manner by women and girl child. There are certain institutions, there are certain societies where there are no facilities to help the girl child have a safe and a hygienic environment to take good care of herself during the menstrual cycle, maybe change herself because she has stained and all of that. There are no dustbins in certain communities for easy disposal of menstrual parts when used. So that brings me to a country like Malawi. In certain communities of Malawi, girls hide their used menstrual pads under their beds because there are no dustbins. And it is estimated that in a country like my country, Ghana and Switzerland, more than half of girls and women actually burn or dispose of their used sanitary pads in toilets in order to clean up all the traces of blood and to sustain some integrity and sanity. What at all is causing all this? And the issue of pads not being affordable. There are certain girls who use one pad for the whole day. It is not safe. Others are using paper, hard paper, toilet paper, tissue, and a whole lot just to help them, go through the process, which is not because they cannot afford the sanitary pads. Some also use reusable pads, which they are unable to take very good care of in order to reuse. This poses danger to the health of the female. And as we know, menstrual hygiene is very critical, and proper menstrual hygiene and management support is very essential to the development of the girl child and also the country, both in social, economic, and educational gap, in closing the educational gap of the country. And so let's come on board, let's support the female gender to go through this process by having an informed community around her and making the pads very much affordable, providing very good facilities in our various institutions so that together we can make the girl child empowered, we can make women empowered to support the agenda of development. My name is Reflo'S Womanist, and I am your very favorite. If you enjoyed this video, press on the like button, share, and let's spread the word. Comment if you have any experiences pertaining to menstruation. And remember, this video was brought to you by Reflo'S sanitary pads. Your well-being is our #1 priority because you deserve the best. And until I come your way again next Monday, it is the spirit of Ubuntu. I am because we are.